Alright, this is the short update video slash guide for new features added to RadiantGI 2.9.7. Alright, in this guide we'll cover the changes to the game, not to the game, to RadiantGI at home, and we'll talk about the changes to the menu, the added features, and changes to original features that we already have. So first, let's set everything default, and adjust the primary GI before we start changing anything else. So let's go to debug view real quick. We have an image. Really quick before I show you that, let's go to depth and normal. This should be darker as it gets close to you and lighter as you get back. See, it's not quite right, but let's ignore that for now. The normal seem right. The weapon hand, not so much. I guess we can change that, but I will ignore this for this this guide. All right. Change back to a Radiance map, and I think I'm just gonna max out the ray length. Interesting note: this is actually sampling radius. It inadvertently adjusts the actual distance between emitter and the receiver of the single bounce ray. So even though we're increasing sampling radius, it does increase the distance which the ray travels. Alright, but calling it ray length is just an easy way for the user to understand it, because if I put general, sampling radius is just not intuitive. Alright, the other things, let's talk about the well, let me adjust this. So I'll max that out. Do 7 samples. Why not, right? Resolution. No, let's keep it how it is. I did increase the performance of the shader a little bit, so that should be a positive. Learn that. Let's go back to a radiance map, and you know what? Sometimes I like to do the direct lighting or indirect lighting, but sometimes I like to do focus more on direct lighting so that bounces back. You don't have to do this. I just do this for myself. Just a little bit like that. It just makes these parts a little darker for the so that this can sample light information from the light area. So the form factor samples from here out. You don't have to do this. You can leave it default. You know what? I'll just leave it default just for this guide, mini guide. Let's go and go back to the radiance map, and okay. You can override this rating, but it will cost more performance if you do. So, but since we're not, we're just doing 250 for now. Alright, so I also like it to be a little bit more punchier. So let's increase the color of the world. That's too much yellow. Let's do 2. And maybe a little more power, you know, just to, oh no, not that much. Oh, not that much either. 125. You know what? This seems fine to me. Windy in this game. Alright. I'm kind of distracted me. Okay, so now that seems fine. So let me go to the GI thing, and let's turn it off and turn it on. See, that's the change. So it is that radiosity map is adding to the game, so you get the global illumination from the game itself. So it seems to be working properly. Yep, it seems to be working properly. It's a little stronger than I normally like it, but I think it's enough to show the change that it makes. All right, so that's fine. It's a little brighter, like I said, that I want, a little more colorful than I want. All right, let's leave that there, and let's go to talk about a change. So depth fade out was moved from image to PCGI so that you can adjust the distance of which RadiantGI is casted to or from. Let me adjust that in real time. So basically, as you push it forward, only GI will be affected at a certain distance. All right, there. That's fine. So you can ignore that. The other change is to how diffusion amount actually works. So basically, if you want a less diffuse floor, you will lower the first value to whatever you want, and if you really want it to be not as diffused, you really lower it to like a negative value. But it swings. So basically, if you go 1 to 0 is the first option or the first setup for that. Let's do this so you can actually see what's going on. And immediately as you hit the negative value, it's more straightforward to what's going on. So let's set that something really low. So there. So you see the diffuse value, the lights just basically go, or anything that shows up in the GI color map goes down. You kind of don't want that, but it can be adjusted now with the now second value. So you can make it longer with this or shorter by moving this more to the left. So that's how that works. So maybe you want a little bit of a diffuse reflection. Add 0.7, just do that. And let's not make this just that. You can add GI back by making it in a positive value. So there you can have GI plus a little bit of a diffuse reflection going down. It's not an exact reflection, but it gives a little hint to more depth in the image, as you can tell from there. So let's go back, and that's the change to diffusion amount. It used to be 1 bar, but now it's 2, so you can actually adjust the see the size of that diffuse reflection. All right, let's go back into this mode, and let's talk about another change. So let's go to subsurface scattering and enable that. I see the hand was found, so let me turn that off and go to the regular RadiantGI mode. So let's hold up 1 second. All right. So let's I forgot what I was gonna do. Shoot. All right. So let's talk about subsurface scattering. Yeah, that's what it was. So let's enable that. You see it targets the hand itself, so you could also increase the diffusion. So diffusion in this part is more like a surface blur. And so it diffuses red, or it blurs red more than the other colors in the skin. So alright, it's just gonna enable that. So that the reason why I increased this is to show you that the masking for this is much better now. So it doesn't blur outside of the boundaries of the skin most of the time. It depends on how well the skin detection algorithm is actually working in this game. So that's fine. So now the other option added to this was flesh saturation. So flesh saturation increases the saturation of the flesh, or the, well, basically of the skin in that area. So let's set that back to default and talk about an option that was removed from here. The upper surface scattering had an option down here called upper surface luminance, or the yeah, the luminance factor, or luminance power, I should say. That luminance power allowed the upper layer to be adjusted by the user. That has been automated. That automation is now done internally in the shader, and you don't have to worry about that. But since I did that, I was able to separate the internal flesh color from the tissue luminance map. So luminance map allows the game to figure out how much light intensity is being projected onto the flesh, and if it's strong enough, it will, not too strong, but if it's strong enough, it will allow the deep tissue scattering to affect that area. So that's what that is for. The other option is internal flesh color, which used to be part of this for option slider thing, but now it's been made into one of these color things, so that you can adjust the internal flesh color to whatever you want. You can go crazy, even like see purple alien blood. How about that? Yeah. So basically, that changes the internal flesh color for that. See, and then you can lower it to also increase the penetration, or how deep the light will actually go into that flesh. So you can see that. So let's change that back to how it should be, and change that back to how it should be. So it should not be too crazy, but it works now. Alright. Like I said, this was also a thing, and that should be easier with one less option. So I know I'll leave that. Alright, so the next thing is minimize system. The next thing is the depth fade that was moved from I think I already said this, but it's already moved from the image option all the way up to PCGI. It basically reigns in GI. The new option is Directional Sky Color. So Directional Sky Color, let's enable that. You see it's not working, but I'll show you the reason why. Directional Sky Color basically takes directional information from the sky to where the player camera is, and tries to scatter light from the sky back onto the world. I had to do this for RadiantGI at home because for reasons that I needed to do something different, basically. But let's keep that disabled, and let's go into the light source map. And when it's disabled, this shader should black out the sky, but since it doesn't always happen, I also allowed the user to adjust the max depth cutoff for what's ever in the game. So in this case, let's let's decrease this by increments. So 9 is not working properly. 0.99, so let's decrease it a little bit now, not too much. So we need to do small increments. Let's do 8. Nope, that didn't work. Let's do 7. Nope, that didn't work. Let's do 6. Ah, there we go. See, it found what we were looking for. So that's basically the map for the sky color. And alright. Since we have the proper sky color map, you also can read this here for extra information for that. Let's enable that option, and you should see the sky be all this weird color. That's where we're going to sample the color information from using arrays. So let's in fact, we can average this out more depending on the game. Since I like an option of 5, 4, or 3. But in this game in particular, let's leave it at 3. Default is usually fine for this type of option. It does a semi-okay way of averaging, but not perfect, but it's good enough for what we're doing here in this game. Just to show you the effect of this, let's increase this to 5. And let's go to the Iranian's map. Alright, so right now it's mostly just the regular GI. Let me turn off the subsurface scattering. Alright, so mainly it's the GI for the world, so we don't have too much of the sky color coming. It does come in a little bit sometimes. It's not very powerful, but it is, well, actually, yeah, you can notice that on the roof right here. Sky thinks color is coming from this angle in this case, and if we go to this side, the same thing for that. So yeah, it's not that strong, but we want it to affect even this this stinger here a little bit more than it is doing right now, because it is affecting it. As you can tell, you're getting that sky color white back into this object, but we want more. We want it to be more show. So let's bring in the rays closer to this camera. In turn, by doing that, makes the it makes it more of a global thing. So this is what this option is for. So let's move that in. You can see not too much. Lowering it to like 125 should turn out pretty well, I think, for this. Actually, that's where we're at. No, let's lower 0.5. What? No, in this case, we just do 0 just to make it very. Actually, it's also affecting the weapon hand too. So let me turn this off. Sometimes you have to turn this off just to see what's actually going on. So let's just set that to 0. Oh no. Oh yeah, now I see why it was affecting it. So, not too much. I mean, I like the effect, but not too much. So 0.25. That seems to be a nice number. So you see it's starting to affect the wall here. It comes from that. It's the wall. It's like this part. It's all over the ground. It's a subtle thing. So let's turn it off. Turn it on and see that's the difference. Basically, it's affecting the world. I like this effect on this item right here. Oh, it's more than just the item, as you can see. Top of this, on the top of here, so it's hitting the edges over here because it's coming from that direction. In this case, it's whatever you towards the player. This guy towards the player. So let's go over here and give you a little bit more view of its directionality. As you can see, it's coming from the left side and hitting this side of that thing in front of us. And if we turn it off, it's like come from here this direction. I think we even do the hand, but let me see real quick. It's affecting the oh, there we go. Yeah, so it will even affect the hand from that angle, as you can tell. And go from here, kind of affects that part, but basically how it is directional. But I don't care too much about the hands. Alright. So that seems fine to me. Let's turn it off real quick and see the it's subtle. Some of the GI over here overpowers it, but that's fine. I just want that subtle sky color representation on most of the items in the area. Let's go and let's switch it over to normal view. There we go, and let's turn that on and off, and you can see how it affects the side up here. It affects that right there because it's coming from this direction that way. Actually, you know what? Let me make it real visible for you guys to actually see what's going on. I don't recommend this, but you can override options in this. So let's boost that saturation up high. So that's a real high. So not too high. You see, it's changing color because we're increasing saturation, but making this stronger, you can see it comes on. It comes at it does come in at an angle. I hope oh no, there you go. And you will also get the opposite side. So remember how I averaged it out? So you will get a little bit green from the right side as well, from over here onto here. So let's I mean, to show that though will be kind of crazy. So we have to really boost that up to show you there is information coming from that right side to hit that left side of the no to the right side of the post, and from the left side to the left. So it is directional. So we don't want it that high, you know. It's a little exaggerated. All right, so let's go back into the regular game. Oh, I guess that's the reason it was that color. But there you go. So we turn that off and on, and that's the basic features for RadiantGI. I think I got them all this time. Let's see. Oh yeah, there were some optimizations to the denoiser, second denoiser, and internal option for changing the power of the TAA is also in here. Shows you the difference that makes. It's subtle, but the subtlety is what you want. You want that light information to be shown. Other than that, I think that's it. Those are the primary changes. Actually, it's not on it that much. So five should be max. That's this should be it. All right. So yeah, there's another option. It is now compatible with Lord of Lunacy's variable rate shading. Shader, you should be able to just drop it in and enable it and adjust it. There is some savings, not a lot. It just depends on the scene. It also works better when you want to use more samples along with his variable rate shader. So that's the thing. So yeah, that's it. All right. Future updates for this is this will be the last update for this line of RadiantGI. A new line will start up at 3.0. So 2.9.7 is the last update. I'm gonna be changing to a different type of denoiser for the first and second part. So let's see if that pans out. If not, then I'll continue the 2.7 point whatever version for this, so that works out the way it should. Just going to I think that's it. Alright, so hopefully that helps. It's not the best guide, but it is a quick update to the RadiantGI. So let's call it a day.